And thus 2019 has begun. We have returned to YouTube, and thus begins the week of shame for Kevin Hawk. He is repping Lucha House Party Rules. Apparently the Revival suck now. I don't know what happened. Between 2018 and 2019.
Nowhere on here does it say the Revival sucks. It says Tag Team Wrestling sucks.
Well, that's what the Revival are all about, though. And it
Fuck
says,
them. That's all it says.
Anyway, welcome back to the Wrestling Rundown. Episode 231 begins with the indie news.
Down with tradition.
Yeah.
My favorite match ever was that weird 3-team War Games thing that I didn't like.
Anyway, we are back from our hiatus. We're going to be talking about the last little bit of what happened in 2018.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what started 2019. Woo! We have no upcoming shows this week. We're saving that for next week, but we got some news, so stick around. But let's get on with some results, starting with the end of 2018, where we had AEW's Welcome to the Party, pal. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That happened in Parma, Ohio.
Parmesan, Ohio.
Yeah. Wheeler Yuta defeated Lewis Linden. The Young Studs defeated the Phil and Marino Experience, Facade and Flip Kendrick, and the Production in a 4 Corners tag team match. The Twins, Space Monkey, Kikutaru, and Colt Cabana in what might be the most hodgepodge-looking 10-man tag match I've ever heard of, defeated Ethan Page, Mance Warner, Jock Sampson, Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham, and MJF. Matt Justice retained the Intense Championship from KTB.
He did indeed.
Eddie Kingston defeated Zach Thomas, Dominic Guarini, and Joshua Bishop. The tag titles changed hands as 2 Infinity defeated Weird World. Tim Donst defeated Wes Barkley. No duh. If you can't tell, I'm wearing a Tim Donst shirt under this, because I'm still going to be wearing a different wrestling shirt every single week.
You're not wearing Tim Donst, you're wearing Fuck the Revival.
And the Absolute Championship stayed around the waist of Hot Sauce Tracy Williams when he defeated Matt Cross. And then Masato Tanaka defeated Nick Gage.
Yes, a late Christmas present.
Then on Saturday, we had AEW's Windy City Classic, their year-ender show every year. Marionette Park, Illinois. Kylie Ray defeated Kimberly. Darby Allin defeated Rich Swann and Shane Strickland.
That's a hell of a win.
Yeah. David Starr defeated Jeff Cobb. Scarlett Bordeaux and the Besties defeated Quinn McKay and Something Stallion. DJZ retained the Heritage Championship from Bandido. MJF defeated Ace Romero, Colt Cabana, Mance Warner, Stephen Wolf, and Trey Miguel to become the number 1 contender for the Heritage Championship.
So MJF versus DJZ pretty soon.
Yeah. Jimmy Jacobs and Josh Briggs defeated Jessica Havoc and Paco in a tag team dog collar match.
All right.
Eddie Kingston defeated ACH in the super intense rivalry grudge match.
Yes.
AR Fox and Myron Reed defeated the Rascals. And Sami Callihan defeated Brody King to become the new AAW champion.
2-time AAW champion.
Then on the 30th was Women's Wrestling Revolution's tournament for tomorrow in Worcester, Mass. LuFisto and Trixie Trash defeated Sonya Strong and Violet. Alicia Edwards defeated Shotzi Blackheart, and Chris Statlander defeated Kylie Ray. All those have no implications towards the tournament whatsoever. Quarterfinals had the Sea Stars defeating Harlow O'Hara and Tara Calloway, or Tara O'Hara.
I like it.
Solo Darling and Willow Nightingale, the Bird and the Bee, defeated Davienne and Vianette. The Twisted Sisters defeated Maria Manic and Penelope Ford. Karen Q and Tasha Steeles defeated Skylar and Kimberly. In the semifinals, the Twisted Sisters defeated the Sea Stars in a match I like to call the Twisted Sea Stars. Then the Bird and the Bee defeated Q and Steeles. And in the finals, Solo Nightingale.
That's actually a cool name.
Or Bird and the Bee defeated the Twisted Sisters, and they will be in the next night at Heavy Lies the Crown, facing the Beaver Boys for the tag team titles.
Yeah. So let's talk about Heavy Lies the Crown.
Yeah, because it happened on New Year's Eve, starting just a few hours before the turn of the year.
Yeah, they started like 8 or 9, I believe, and
Something like that.
they just went straight into 2019.
Where they had Kimberly, Skylar, Kylie Ray, and Penelope Ford versus Shotzi Blackheart, Harlow O'Hara, and the Twisted Sisters. Wheeler Yuta defeated John Walters. Eddie Kingston defeated Stokely Hathaway to become the new Powerbomb.TV number 1 contender.
Indeed.
Powerbomb.TV championship number 1 contender?
Yeah.
Too many words. Matt Cross defeated Andrew Everett. Chris Dickinson defeated David Starr. Chris Statlander defeated MJF. Timothy Thatcher defeated Simon Grimm. The Beaver Boys retained the tag team titles from Burden B.
Boo.
Josh Briggs defeated Nick Gage, and fans bring the weapons.
Woo! An extra late Christmas present.
This was a super early Christmas present.
Or is it just a New Year present?
Yeah. Let's make that a thing. Let's start New Year's presents.
Hi, Happy New Year for your shirt.
Thank you. Happy New Year's. I got you this.
Why don't you put that on your bottle? I'm re-gifting.
Yes.
It's a little early, but
Perfect.
Anyway.
And in the absolute couldn't be anything other than the main event of the evening, Orange Cassidy defeats Tracy Williams to become the new Powerbomb.TV champion.
Orange motherfucking Cassidy.
God, I wish I had sunglasses within reach. Because if I put them on, I'd just be Orange Cassidy cosplaying right now.
What the fuck, the Revival t-shirt?
Just a white t-shirt.
Oh, okay. You can do that next week.
Yeah.
If you feel like it.
Every week's gonna be a new theme. Next week I'm cosplaying wrestlers all week. Just kidding.
Do it.
No.
I dare you.
I don't have enough things to cosplay for wrestlers.
Yeah, no, that's all.
Every
honestly
one of them will be Raven.
I did not. I did not expect Orange Cassidy to win the title.
No,
that's very
I don't think
cool.
a lot of people did, but everybody went apeshit for it, including myself.
Happy fucking New Year! And speaking of the New Year, on the 4th in Tokyo, we had Wrestle Kingdom 13 from New Japan Pro Wrestling, where Will Ospreay defeated Kota Ibushi to become the new Never Openweight Champion. Los Ingobernables, Shingo, and Bushi defeated El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Roppongi 3K to become the new IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions. What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Shut up. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Tomohiro Ishii to become, I believe, he's now a multi-time Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight Champion. Los Ingobernables, Evil, and Sonata defeated the Young Bucks and Guerrillas of Destiny to become the new IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Juice Robinson defeated Cody to win the IWGP United States Champion. Taiji Ishimori defeated Kushida to become the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Switchblade Jay White defeated Kazuchika Okada. Tetsuya Naito defeated Chris Jericho to become the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. And in the main event, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Kenny Omega to become the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Every single fucking title that was on the line changed hands at this show.
Yeah.
It was insane.
That's just such a, an ambitious undertaking.
Yeah, just new champions all the way through. That's ridiculous.
And it does have a lot to do with just the number of people who are changing promotions or changing just their life direction in general.
Yeah.
So
it's a huge changing of the guard because this is the time of year where New Japan ends up going through a lot of changes. This is not the first time, and so they're kind of at this moment where they're like, okay, here's what we got to do now, and so it'll be interesting to see how this kind of shapes and forms what 2019 ends up being for New Japan.
Yeah, and talk about one of the best crowd reactions. Okada's entrance.
Oh, dude.
Going
here's the
full board, back to the blonde hair, to the trunks.
I don't keep up with New Japan on the regular. I've seen little bits. I saw that he dyed his hair. I didn't realize that he had been so removed from being the Rainmaker, but I got that story. I don't like Jay White. I still don't like Jay White, but this match, the story was told so well of, Okada coming back to what Okada is. Rainmaker entrance for the first time. The blonde hair. Back to trunks instead of full-on pants. A whole complete revamping. And by going back to what everybody knows as Kazuchika Okada was just such a cool story. And then he still fucking lost to Jay White, which kind of sucks. But good for Jay White,
yeah.
I guess.
This is the thing, too. Is
leader of the Bullet Club.
They're trying to build Jay White now.
Oh, yeah.
And this is going to be the big monumental thing that he's going to get to hang his hat on now.
Absolutely.
Is, oh, look, I feuded with Okada. He even went back to old Okada.
And I beat him at Wrestle Kingdom.
Still beat him.
Yeah.
That and the other thing, Kenny despite the fact that you could feel like the vibe that the crowd didn't want to be against Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
He did a good job of eventually kind of getting the fans to get on the side of Tanahashi.
Yes. Another thing that was interesting was, Tetsuya Naito is not a babyface, but Chris Jericho is such a heel that it made Tetsuya Naito a babyface. And it was like, so Tetsuya Naito wins, crowd goes crazy, thank God Jericho's not the champion anymore. And then the commentators are going right back to, oh my God, is Tetsuya Naito going to start hucking the Intercontinental title around again? Like, you don't know what Naito's going to do. So, yeah, 2019 starting off interesting for
and then
New Japan.
I guess, like, right afterwards, they announced that next year's Wrestle Kingdom is going to be a big 2-day extravaganza.
I have not heard about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
2020 Wrestle Kingdom.
Wow.
Big 2-day program.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that next year. But then I have Ring of Honor television, the very first episode of 2019. They've been doing a lot of best ofs the last couple weeks. But we open up with the 4 number 1 contenders, which is kind of weird to say. 4 guys who have won championship matches in different forms. I can't remember what Chris Sabin won, but he was the number 1 contender. Flip Gordon won the Sea of Honor tournament on the Jericho Cruise. Dalton Castle still has his rematch, and Marty Scurll won Survival of the Fittest. So they were supposed to be addressed by the champion Jay Lethal. Matt Taven came out and decided to run down every single contender as to why they don't deserve to be champion and why Jay Lethal doesn't. Him and Jay Lethal got into a fight, but this is all set up for our main event, which is a 4-way to determine which number 1 contender gets their shot first.
That I really appreciate the idea of, like, all these guys have title matches. They were going to get them regardless.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like, oh, all these guys have won big, because this is the WWE style. All these guys won big things. Now let's put them against each other.
Yeah,
winner gets the title shot. Everybody else,
or
fuck everyone else.
Or they've all been given title shots. Let's make it a fatal 5-way.
Yeah, like, one guy wins, he gets the title shot. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
This is who gets the title shot first.
Yeah,
is all.
So now
really, you don't get to complain all that much.
No.
It's just.
I mean, you just
got to wait in line a little longer.
Yeah, essentially, it's how far along down the line do you get to face the champion, and will it still be Jay Lethal?
Yeah.
But we had Jeff Cobb defeat Luchasaurus in his TV debut. Fantastic match, still a great win for Jeff Cobb. Kelly Klein announced that she defeated 3 women at Final Battle to become the Women of Honor champion. So now every time she is in a match, 1-on-1, it will be for the Women of Honor Championship, which she defeated Nikki Adams. Jenny Rose then came out, and they have a 1-on-1 match on January 13th in Concord, North Carolina, and so she proposed a street fight, and Kelly Klein was quick to agree to that, so we now have a street fight for the Women of Honor Championship on Sunday, January 13th. Bouncers had a discussion in the back because Bruiser's still broken up about the fact that Silas Young won't call him. Weird. Daniels was prepared to say goodbye due to his loss against Marty Scurll at Final Battle. Had a very heartfelt speech to the crowd. Joe Koff ended up coming out and issuing him a brand new contract for 2019. Crowd's going crazy. Daniels is super happy. Apparently he sacrificed himself to save Kerry Silken, who I guess Marty Scurll was going to be going after in some form or fashion at Final Battle, and that was enough to make Joe Koff really realize that Daniels does love ROH and that he's definitely changed who he was. But the exchanging of the contract was quickly ruined by Shane Taylor, who's been trying to prove himself to be an actually signed guy for Ring of Honor. Decided to beat the crap out of Christopher Daniels and then rip up said contract. So, looks like we've got a beginning of the year feud for Christopher Daniels. Next week, Zack Sabre Jr. will make his TV debut for ROH as he faces another debuting TV guy, Tracy motherfucking Williams. You're going to be watching Ring of Honor next week.
No, this is one of those things. I heard of this when it was taped.
Yeah, see, I hadn't heard about it.
I didn't get any other spoilers. I just had somebody straight up message me and be like, dude, they're doing Tracy Williams versus Sabre on ROH.
Yeah, that'll happen next week on TV. It's going to be fucking good.
I started breathing real hard.
Heavy breathing intensifies.
Yes.
And also next week, the Briscoes will defend the tag titles against SCU. And in the main event, Dalton Castle defeated Chris Sabin, Marty Scurll, and Flip Gordon. Will face Jay Lethal on January 13th in Concord, North Carolina. That is it for the results. We got some news.
Yeah.
So, coming out of Wrestle Kingdom 13, we now know 2 major players who are leaving New Japan. Their destinations are unclear, but we do have the former IWGP World or Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega and former IWGP Junior Champion in Kushida.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because you have a lot of power players looking. They're all in super sign people mode right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because WWE, despite the fact that, we have like some people that are supposed to be returning, some call-ups happening, WWE needs firepower.
Yes.
Because they don't have their biggest draw, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Their Universal Champion never shows up. And their other biggest draw only shows up every now and again. Talking John Cena.
Yeah.
And I say pulling either Kushida or Kenny Omega would be a big deal for WWE.
Kenny Omega, obviously a big rumor to be in the Rumble. Very similar to AJ Styles. Kushida if Kushida goes to WWE, they're pretty sure he's an NXT guy. But regardless, I mean, having either of those guys anywhere in the company is great for WWE.
Yeah, and according to sources, like, there is an offer on the table to Kenny Omega already that we're talking is like the average, not to say that Kenny Omega is the average independent wrestler, but like the average indie signing does not get this size offer.
Kenny Omega is above and beyond a normal independent wrestler.
Yeah,
he's on another level right now. He is essentially in the same spot that AJ Styles was.
Yeah,
he is that world renowned top contender that WWE has to put a decent offer on the table in order for him to even consider coming to WWE with how long he's been with New Japan and how synonymous with New Japan he's become.
And that Omega was a WWE guy before.
Yeah.
At one point. He was in the Deep South Wrestling Developmental, and after spending, I think, 2 years there or something like that.
Yeah, ridiculous amount of time to not get anything.
He left because he realized, like, that was not that's not the style, that's not, like, he wanted to be in control of his, what he calls his wrestling is his artistic style.
Yes.
He doesn't even say, like, his wrestling style. He's one of those guys who conceptualizes wrestling as art.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
It was very evident by just watching his Wrestle Kingdom entrance. Because he had this whole, like, video game, like, Game Boy type thing where it kind of told the story of him and Tanahashi. And he wasn't able, unfortunately, to play as much of that as he wanted to at Wrestle Kingdom due to whatever reasoning. So they posted it on Being the Elite. And so then the beginning of his entrance was kind of the tail end of all that. And then just his entrance, his entrance gear is always focused on what the feud is or who he is at that current moment and stuff like that. Like, he takes all of the pageantry very serious.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like, that, and then you have ROH, who I bet you would jump at the bit to sign Kenny Omega.
Absolutely.
Because of the fact that they've had so many key players in the last year.
Yeah.
Either leave, let their contracts run out, or get signed by WWE, like Donovan Dijak, Punishment Martinez, Keith Lee, like all these people.
Leo Rush.
And then, Cody, the Bucks, all these people who are letting their contracts subside, Hangman Page. ROH has gone into overdrive signing mode with Brody King, PCO, a whole bunch of other new people coming in.
They signed Mark Haskins and
I think Jonah Rock as well.
I don't know about Jonah Rock. There was another one. Man, I meant to write it down too. There was another like international signing. Bandido.
Yeah,
They officially signed Bandido, and that's a big get with how big Bandido is on the indies right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and then of course, not to say that I don't think Impact stands a chance as far as signing Kenny Omega.
can you imagine?
No,
How?
I can't. But then also, to lead into what's probably the next story.
Yeah. Another potential place for Kenny Omega to go, which kind of seems like the most logical based on who's involved.
Is All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, the official announcement on New Year's of All Elite Wrestling, Double or Nothing, All In 2. Like, this is a huge amount of news, and to get someone like Kenny Omega at the forefront of this would only double or triple the chances that Cody and the Bucks already have of this succeeding.
Yeah, and it's one of those things because there's not a whole lot of details out about All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to talk more about this next week because on Tuesday, actually I can tell you where you can see this. They're going to be doing a Double or Nothing rally in Jacksonville, where you've got SCU is going to be there, Cody, the Bucks, Paige, Brandy Rhodes. They're going to be talking about Double or Nothing, some details about All Elite Wrestling, and you can watch it on the following places. On Twitter, you can watch it at AE Wrestling, Facebook /The Young Bucks. Brandy is going to be streaming it on her Instagram, so go to Instagram.com at the Brandy Rhodes, and they're going to be streaming it on Being the Elite on YouTube. Yeah. So many different ways to watch and find out all this information that the Bucks and Cody are going to give us about All Elite Wrestling. But yeah, again, to have someone like Kenny Omega be announced as
maybe one of the first signings.
Yeah, I mean, there's
also like another big deal about it too is like talking about some of the like huge name people who are rumored to have involvement or to like be on the radar or to potentially get signed by All Elite Wrestling in the near future, because like a surefire future WWE Hall of Famer, like a lot of people are saying that like Chris Jericho. Oh man, that would put very much in the running for a chance at being in All Elite Wrestling. Yeah. And then like randomly enough, of all people, Goldberg. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I can't remember where the connection is, but it's like one of the people who's involved in like the management portion of it is friends with Bill Goldberg. Oh, like, okay. Close personal friends with Bill Goldberg. But I'm talking like Jericho or Goldberg, like if either of those guys are like announcements to be involved in All Elite Wrestling, like holy crap. Like that's a major thing that they could possibly announce at the rally. Yeah. That would be a game changer before it even starts. Absolutely. So there's, a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. We'll know a little bit more after Tuesday. We'll talk about it more next week. But one final story, which still doesn't have a set date, but has nerds and wrestling fans talking alike. Which are the same. Exactly. I mean, we both watched Power Rangers as a kid. Yeah. I still watch Power Rangers, and I'm 31 years old. So, Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, got... Original Green Ranger. The original Green Ranger. Like, no, he is the Green Ranger. There's no other Green Rangers. None of them. Ever. None of them exist. Anyway, he got into a little bit of a scuffle with Bryson Scott at Laredo Wrestling Alliance. And now the promoter, Bryson Scott, and Jason David Frank have announced that Jason David Frank will debut at Laredo Wrestling Alliance sometime in 2019. No date has been set, but the Green Ranger is making his pro wrestling debut. All right. Two of my favorite things are now being smashed together, and I could not be happier. just wait till when they announce it, Double or Nothing, that they're gonna have Jason David Frank versus Stephen Amell. Oh, I will crap my pants. I will take a shower, change, and crap my pants again, and be so fucking happy if the Green Ranger and the Green Arrow fight at Double or Nothing.
I will lose my ever-loving mind. You might have to check me into an asylum because I'll just fucking lose it.
Yeah.
My nerddom can't only take so much.
There was another name, too, that was recently brought up about All Elite Wrestling that I just kind of blinked on.
Okay.
Somebody who doesn't have any stateside affiliations at the time anymore, and who can kind of, what a lot of people are saying is, the relation, who has a really strong relation to Cody Rhodes as far as the way of leaving WWE, and that's Pac.
Oh, man.
Pac was offered a large sum of money to participate in All In, but turned it down because he wanted his initial first show back to be Dragon Gate.
Yeah, he wanted to re-debut at Dragon Gate.
But now he's a free agent. You know, he's working Dragon Gate. He's working his first.
Didn't he win the
some championship?
Can't remember which one he won. I'm gonna look it up.
Open the Freedom Gate, I think.
I think that was the first one I was gonna say.
But you know, and now he's doing some UK bookings. He's gonna be making his debut at Defiant Wrestling pretty soon. So like the idea of if he could bring his first US match back since leaving WWE a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
To be at something like Double or Nothing.
I mean, to be involved in All Elite Wrestling in any form or fashion, that's another huge draw with how prominent Pac was in WWE and how long people have been wanting to see him back on TV. Open the Dream Gate Championship on December 4th. So yeah, I mean, again, we will know hopefully much more next week. We've got some upcoming shows next week. We'll be talking about any more news. That'll be our indie news next week. But for now, guys, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click all the links down below. There's a lot of them.
There are so many social media links.
Which will be important in a second. But we want you to visit all the other websites that are down there.
Yeah, above our links, you get links to all the different websites for the promotions that we talk about on a regular basis here on the indie news, like JakarPro.com,
AAWrestling.com,
ROHWrestling.com,
BeyondWrestlingOnline.com,
and a lot more.
But we want to add more based on your suggestions.
Especially because it's 2019, new year, new us.
Yeah. No, don't put that on us.
I'm Travis Colt.
That's a fucking lie. Anyway, using those social media links, send us links to your favorite and or local promotions, whether it's their Facebook, their websites, their YouTube, anywhere where we can get a little glimpse of what they've got going on. We need their upcoming shows, and within 24 hours, the results of said shows, because if we like what they've got going on, we will not only continue to talk about them on a regular basis, but we'll give you a shout out for bringing them to our attention. We also want to check out our podcast.
That's over there on the link that says SoundCloud.
Yes. And we also want you to stay here because you get a full week of this shirt. But we also want you to check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's Reasonable with a W. Like wrestling. Go over there and see why I'm wearing this shirt.
Exactly. Where we also have The List with Kevin Hawk. We got Question of the Week with Thomas Wolf. Me and Thomas have a brand new video series that are coming very, very soon. But yeah, you can check out our punishment videos where you get to see why he's wearing this lovely shirt. Don't know why he's changed his tune all of a sudden, but you can go find out, and you can check out our entire playlist of unboxing videos.
You think the shirt is lovely?
I don't know.
Do you want it?
Nope.
All right.
But you can also check out an entire playlist of unboxing videos where we get cool shirts like this Faces of Pain shirt, or Faces of Fear. We get Funko Pops, we get Micro Brawlers, we get Braun, we get all kinds of stuff. So go check out all that stuff. Let us know what other types of videos you'd like to see. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't really believe in resolutions because I just know I'm going to break them.
I got 2.
You have 2?
Yeah.
What are they?
One of them's fuck Modus.
Oh, okay.
The other one is just
fuck the revival.
No.
Oh.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.